Won't stop the beat and go!
Everybody, move the end till united. Everybody, move the end till united.
Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to day one of my platform campaigning. So for today we're going to do like a day in the life. Hopefully we can get to know each other a little bit better, and I'm also going to be talking a little bit about my platform. So if you just want to skip to the platform parts, I can post the timestamps right here. I'll give you guys a second to look at that. But if not, if you're taking a break, you have some time, let's come along. We'll do a little bit of this day in the life. Alright, it's about 8:45, so we're going to get changed, wash up, and then head down and grab some breakfast. Alright, so we are in the kitchen. I'm going to make some eggs and grab some cereal and maybe a banana. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the first point of my platform, which is improving the quality of some of OSA's signature events, as well as planning more after-school events and field trips and stuff like that. I think one of my favorite memories from my grade 10 year was the corn maze field trip that we went on in early fall. I think sometimes we can kind of get bogged down in a lot of the school and the work that we have to do, and it takes the events like these to kind of let us take a step back, enjoy some time with our friends, and really take in some of our high school experience. Which is why next year I really want to make sure that we plan more of these fun field trips, and we're able to go to cool places like the water park or laser tag or board game cafes, places where we can just hang out with our friends, have a good time, and not focus on school all the time. Of course, I want to make sure that when we pick these places, we get everyone's input on where we would like to go. And because we book it in a group setting with so many people from the school going, we're able to get really good group prices. So it ends up being way cheaper than if you wanted to go to these places on your own. We could also incorporate more free after-school events that take place at our own school. The next thing I want to talk about is winter formal and our other school dances. Over the years, we've had so much feedback on how students actually want to see these events be run. Next year, I want to take all of that feedback and put it together and make sure we have the best winter formal as well as other dances that we have throughout the year. This means including things like making sure everyone has a say on what food we're eating on the day of winter formal, as well as planning early to make sure that we get the best venue at the lowest price. I also want to make sure that we have really good alternative activities planned at dances, so if people don't want to dance for the entire time, they have other things to do as well. Let's talk about OSA photo booths. We all know they're due for a much needed upgrade, which is why next year I want to make sure we have bigger photo booths as well as better photo booths. So that means much shorter wait times as well as higher quality photos with some of those high quality people.
What's that? There's that movie with Camilla Mendes.
Alright guys, now that we are done with breakfast, we head back up to my room. We're going to do a little bit of physics homework, maybe do some chem studying. This is about time when I'd kind of catch up on my schoolwork, kind of see what's in front of me, what's ahead. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So we have settled into our little workspace here. I like to keep things fairly basic. I just have my notepad, a few highlighters, a pencil, and my laptop. We're going to be doing like the video lessons in physics right now, so that should take like, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. I play the videos on like 1.75 speed, and then I like pause it when I have to take notes and stuff. So it shouldn't be too bad. We might do the test right after this. We'll see how it goes depending on how hard it is. But another thing I like to do is I like to completely turn off my phone. So like fully turn off it. Um, yeah, because I know that I'm like a super distracted person, and if I don't do this, I will just like look at every single notification that pops up on my phone at all times. So we're gonna completely power it off. That way we can be completely focused for like the next hour, 45 minutes. Hopefully get some good physics done. All right, so we are about a quarter way through our physics lesson. So what I kind of now want to do is I want to transition into our second point for this campaign. And this point is really focused around student advocacy and kind of communication with staff. If you see me looking off to the side over here, I do have my notes pulled up on my computer for all the things that I want to talk about. I hope it's not too distracting. So yeah, I think this is kind of one of the aspects in our school and our school culture that I think that the Students' Union has kind of overlooked over the years. So for this piece, one thing that I want to do more is definitely work with our mental health therapists, our success coaches, our community helpers groups, as well as our other school organizations, to make resources more accessible and kind of do our part as a Students' Union in addressing some of the problems in our school. Because I think we have so many hands and so much resources as a Students' Union, and I think it would be really valuable if we did more in that aspect. I also want to set up monthly meetings with administration so we can talk about things like school policy and just get a greater mutual understanding between students and staff and administration on like all the topics that do come up. So like stuff like school policy, like assignment schedules and test schedules, just so that we have some really clear communication with our administration and with our staff, because I think there's a lot of mutual benefit to be had from that. So I'm going to get back to studying my physics. I'll see you when I'm done. All right, so we are just about done physics. I'm not going to do the test today. I don't think I'm prepared enough. I'll probably review the notes one more time and do it tomorrow. But I just wanted to talk about how I don't want our Students' Union to just be this organization of students that puts on these events, because that's great. Don't get me wrong. I think those events are super, super valuable for us to just, spend time with our friends and have that little break. But I also want us to have some of that role as like that staff liaison, where we're able to like foster that communication and have some more of that, as well as work in the mental health areas, because I think there's a lot of potential to be unlocked in terms of what Students' Union can actually do. And I know in our mandate, we've always talked about being that connection and link between the administration and the students. And I think with setting up things like these monthly meetings and going to staff meetings, we can really fulfill that role in a way that we haven't done before. Now I know I'm getting a little bit antsy. I think we're gonna head outside and go for a little bit of a run. Probably talk about some of our next points on our pillar. It is a little bit chilly though, so I'm gonna change out of this. Put some running gear on. I don't know what running gear is. But yeah. All right, so quick update. A couple hours have actually passed between me finishing studying my physics. I did a couple things that I couldn't really vlog. So I was just helping my dad out in the garage. We installed this little bike rack in the ceiling. Last time it fell on like one of the cars. Hopefully we did it properly the second time around. But that should be interesting. Also, we had our SU meeting. It just finished up about an hour ago. I was just taking like a little break in between then and now. Now we're gonna get back at it. We're gonna go for that run that we wanted to go on, and hopefully we'll talk a little bit more about our third campaign pillar. See you there. All right, so we are ready to go for our run. We're probably gonna go for like a couple kilometers, just get some blood pumping. And on the way, we're going to talk a little bit more about our third pillar for the campaign. All right, let's go. You guys might remember this bench from our last BPF campaign where you guys voted in this guy. For some reason, I don't really know why, but I'm really glad that you did, because this year it means that I am more ready than ever to make sure that we have the best year that we possibly can at SU next year. So yeah, for our third pillar of our platform, I'm going to be talking a little bit about our clubs, our athletics, and our different performing arts groups that we have at Old Scona. I think part of what makes our school so special is just the sheer amount of things that there are to be involved with. There really are so many things that you can get your feet wet in. I know that I've met some of my best friends taking part on the volleyball team and the soccer team, joining PA for the first time in grade 10. So next year I really want to be able to support all of these different groups that we have at our school and make sure that they are successful in any way that they want to be. One thing that I really want to do next year is approach all of our teachers and see if we can get any perks for our students for attending events like our athletics game and like our PA shows. I know certain LA teachers that I don't think I'm allowed to mention like specific names in this video, but in the past they've given stuff like extensions on assignments. So hopefully next year what I want to do is I want to go to every teacher at Old Scona and see if we can get more perks for attending these events. Secondly, I want to really work with athletics and all the arts organizations in order to kind of secure transportation to these events and kind of promote the transportation so there's always a way to get people out to our basketball finals, to our volleyball finals, and make sure that we have that support in that home crowd. Alright, so it is getting a little bit chilly and windy outside, so I think I'm going to head back. But can we take a minute to appreciate the color of these trees, like this light green? I love that. Alright, it is actually really cold. I'm going to head back. See you home. Alright, I'm back home. I'm about to jump into a little bit of a workout, but first I want to finish off with our clubs. So for next year, I really want to make sure that our clubs have all the resources they need to succeed. This means that we want to have a much better clubs fair where all clubs have the opportunity to really showcase themselves to the entire student body. We want to make sure that club grants are also super accessible. So if anybody wants any seed money to start any initiatives that they have, that is always available to them. We also want to provide more resources to our clubs. Things like how to plan meetings, how to make meeting agendas, how to start an event, how to plan fundraisers, all these resources that can help our clubs be really successful at what they do. We also want to have a really robust check-in structure next year so that when clubs are struggling with one thing or another, or they just need a little bit of help or a little bit of perspective from somebody else, they're able to get that through these check-ins. Because I really want to make sure next year in terms of clubs that the Students' Union is super organized. And this really comes down to looking at previous year's experiences and working with the new VPSL position to make sure that all our clubs succeed here at OSA. Alright, it is me again. We are currently editing this video, so I took a quick interruption because I realized that the video was getting a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to split this into two parts. So definitely leave a like if you want to see part 2, where we're going to be talking about the rest of the campaign, going through the rest of our day. I just want to stress how much I appreciate the support as well as the feedback you guys are giving me throughout this campaign, because that's really how I want the Students' Union to be fundamentally next year, fueled by feedback. Because at its core, the Students' Union is just a group of students who want to make sure that we have the best high school experience possible. So I am incredibly excited for all the things that we can do if you vote me as your Students' Union president.